Hi all. Right, welcome back. Enemy Action Kharkov. So take two part 69, is that? Yeah, 69. Um I'll watch back 67 and I've uploaded it, so if there is mistakes, I've not noticed them. Now I haven't watched back 68 yet. However, something came to my mind and I was like, another mistake. So I've not watched it back yet, which I'm going to. I've decided unless there's a mad rush to get videos out there, I'd like to just review it myself. So yes, what do you know? A mistake again. And I've not reset these units yet, so I've not recorded anything else. This is so fortunately caught this just in time, and I'm sure you spotted the fact I talked about this being a dispersed unit, and one of the downsides to the unit being dispersed is that it gets to ignore, the Germans get to ignore a hit. I'm trying to find it here in the playrooms. It's in the playrooms somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, dispersed units. If all defending units start attack dispersed, combat tactics can be applied and subtract one hit incurred by the attacker. So he took this was the chit that we drew for the minimum, because there was only one step. And it was an A1, and I said, oh, that's great, perfect, let's just stop there, because they're going to break off. Where is the card? I'll get the forward attack card back. Hang on. Yeah, so that was the situation. It was a forward attack card. We had 2 to 1, and this is the hit that the unit takes, so I'm going to reset that at the moment, because we're not quite finished with this attack. Fortunately, it's just going to be a case of drawing our couple of chits, and well, it could result in something else happening. But at the moment, this guy's not taking a hit because he's got A1. And like I say, I was breaking off at A1. We're sitting at A1, but the disperse means that A1's negated. So there's no. And I've got the dice right, haven't I? It was 5 against 2, so it was 2 to 1. 3 chip pools, 1, 2, and air power. And he had drawn, what was it? Reinforced battle, wasn't it? As a combat tactic. So there was nothing he could that could reinforce, because we'd already talked. And this unit had made a move afterwards, that's why he's still. But I don't think that's going to affect his movement. This, and none of these guys, I don't think they do anything in the end. So basically, I'm just back here to I'm just going to fix this, and we're going to draw 2 more chits, because that was a minimum of 1. He's got a maximum of 3. He's going to draw them one at a time, but it's more than likely he's going to. Well, I suppose he could draw another one of them and end up with A2, and that would be a net A1, and he would stop there. So no chits have been messed about with that. So I'll get the next chit. Well, that was annoying, because I wasn't sure. I know it was mechanized, but I wasn't sure it was armored or not, and it's not. It's mechanized. Damn it. So there's still a risk of losing this guy. 1 chit to draw, because remember, you can only retreat 1 hex because they're being dispersed. So another D1 is going to take him out. So let's draw this final chit. Okay, we got away with artillery. No artillery played. Bear in mind, they had air power, so that was going for them. They had armour in the battle. The unit was dispersed. I mean, yeah, we're lucky. Even with 3 chip pools, we're still lucky to come out of that not being eliminated, really. I mean, okay, we thought this was an amazing result, but I suppose that's what we needed. We needed some odds chits to try and stop them, but okay, so the result, and obviously they don't take a hit, so the result is just D1. So yeah, 1 hit to us. We retreat or we die. So that's that's as straightforward as that. I don't know if going here or here really matter. We can go to either one of these. We cannot go in here, remember, because this German unit's here. well, we've got this German unit here too, so we cannot go on there. So it's got to be one of the two hexes. I don't suppose it matters too much. Yeah, and he can only, yeah, okay, so I'm going to retreat him into there, I think. So that satisfies the one hit. Remember, we can only retreat one hex. So yeah, there's a possibility to advance after combat now then. So the Germans don't take any hits. So advance after combat. Check units in ascending order. So we're checking this guy. His forward arrow's that way, so this is adjacent to the forward arrow. And to be honest, he's going to come in and surround these guys. So, in fact, I think that's part of the route of advance, the first steps, isn't it? And the first that applies, VP hex, hex enabling supply, hex causing surround. Is it causing the surrounding? Yeah, because at the moment, these guys can move to here. So he advances into here, and the guys are surrounded now. So it's even worse. And it's only a one hex advance because we only retreated one hex. That is adjacent to the forward arrow. So that wouldn't be causing surround forward direction. No, it's adjacent to the forward direction. There's a unit already advanced into there, so it would only advance on a 1 to 3. I'm just wanting to double check I'm not breaking any rules here though. No, nothing's opening up by this guy going in here, because it's actually tying these guys down even more, isn't it? And I think if this guy moves in as well, would give this guy a little bit of manoeuvre ability, I suppose. So that would allow them to be surrounded, wouldn't it? So he was there, wasn't he? There wasn't a danger there. Let's put this guy back just now, just in case. Just want to make sure. It's one mistake after the other just now. Yeah, so that guy can go in there. I'm just looking at how this guy can manoeuvre, and this guy can go in there. Yeah, that's not surrounding any of them though, is it? So this guy going in here is alright. He can advance into here. However, I'm not so sure about this one. He would only go in a 1 to 3 roll, but if he did go, we would be able to surround these guys. Okay, sorry, had on pause there for a bit, got distracted. So I'm not thinking... Yeah, I'm thinking I can't move that guy. Oh yeah, I was looking at the restrictions though. Yeah, give me a sec. Yeah, okay, I was getting myself in a bit of muddle there, because I was looking at the normal restrictions of movement, and that's not... This is different, isn't it? Advance after combat has its own restrictions. German advanced restrictions on page 35 of the rules. That's also on the player aid there as well, Grant. So I think it's because they're kind of different. They don't care if they're moving into dangerous terrain. Well, I mean, I think we've been there before, so sorry if I'm just maybe going over things again. German unit in a hex in German supply will not advance into a hex not in German supply. But if he's advancing from there to there, he's still going to be able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he will be able to reach that road. Whether there's... Oh yeah, actually he does have to get up to that road or that road. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can get onto that road as well. So he's not breaking that restriction. German unit will advance into a Soviet surrounded hex only if the hex is a VP hex, or if doing so causes a Soviet unit to become surrounded, or 5+, the hex is not in Soviet support. Well, he's not moving into a hex that's surrounded. I mean, it's in dangerous surround, but that's not what it's asking. German will not advance if doing so would cause one or more Soviet units to become proximate to an empty or garrison German town or city hex. It does not apply if the situation exists at the start of the advance. Yeah, but him moving from there to there does not do that. And then a German mechanised unit will not advance into a marsh hex. So, yeah, so he is going to do that. That is okay. And I just had to look, just in case these restrictions were part of 10.11 came into that, because I actually thought it was going to say this applies to advance. But I mean, why would they have separate restrictions for advancing after combat? They wouldn't have that. I think there's certain rules that you'll get, or action steps, or whatever, that might say this applies to any movement or advance after combat as well. But that's not what it says. German movement restrictions. There's the bit that I think Martin was talking about. It's in 10.11, page 17. When checking for proximity of a German unit to a given hex or unit, these restrictions apply. And I think this is the thing that had changed from Ardennes. If you're just checking for proximity before you actually make the move, if it's restricted, then it would stop that from being able to be counted as part of the situation. I think that's what it is. Okay. So I think he is going to advance there too. So that's where the combat took place. Both the units have advanced. That's that. Now nothing else changed there. This unit then moved to here. Would that have? Right, hang on. That might have altered what he wanted to do with this opening up. Right, give me a second here. Okay, this might be requiring another look, so I'm going to put this guy back. He was in here. Now that was us done with a forward attack, and the other card that we drew was strengthen. So I'll put them away, and there was no more. Yeah, there was no more of that to consider. So we moved on to action step 5, and clear it again. So, and I'm just wondering now, the fact these guys are in dangerous surround, although I seem to recall now this was keeping these guys surrounded, wasn't it? However, yeah, I'd be better watching back over the footage, I think. Move to hex removes danger sound from a German unit and hex and Soviet support. Okay, I'm just going to go and view back what I've done here. Although I had these two units in here, now they're in here, so that's going to be slightly different. Okay, yeah, so when the two units were here and here, there was nothing had dangerous round, just because this was a bit closer up to here, but you can see that this guy's got a bit of movement now. So with the situation that is just now, this guy can go 1-2 breaking zone of control and in there, and then these guys are surrounded, so there is dangerous around there on these guys, not on here. Yeah, that doesn't do anything to him, does it? No. Well, in actual fact, these guys can go 1, 2, 3, 4 and surround as well, can't they? The problem there is, so we're looking at unit 10, and remember these two stacks either side of this are unlikely to be doing anything, so it's really just this guy, and they're the only active units. So I mean, yes, I could quite possibly move that unit from there to something like there, and that probably removes dangerous round. No, it doesn't. Actually, yeah, this guy just needs to move into here, doesn't he, to surround? So it's even easier. He just needs to move into there, and they're surrounded. I'm pretty sure. I mean, why would it have different advance restrictions? it definitely does not say that you're restricted to advance into, because I've read that before. I remember, I mean, it even can allow you, it won't allow you to advance into a surrounded hex, but that's unless it's a VP hex or something like that, isn't it? Only if it's VP or to cause a Soviet unit to be surrounded or something else. I mean, yeah, the second unit wasn't causing surround, was it? The first unit had already done it. But he's not advanced into a surrounded hex, because he can still move into this hex freely. So he's not surrounded. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. I get the feeling that we cannot stop. Well, that's not true. Couldn't I go 1, 2, 3 into here? That would remove dangerous surround from there. However, and there's a big however to that, because we're now removing these units. These units are no longer surrounded. So yeah, that's what stops this guy from doing any of that nonsense, I think. And like I say, I mean, he could move to there and keep these guys surrounded, but that does not help. These are still in dangerous surround. And as soon as I move into this column, that removes the surround from them. Yeah, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Okay, let's move on, Grant. So it would be step 6 next. Reproximate is empty Soviet VP hex. No. Step 7, move to hex that causes surround of Soviet unit. Well, again, he's going to be breaking the restriction, because he's already surrounding these, but he could go 1, 2, 3 into there, and this guy would be surrounded. But again, he's breaking a restriction to do it, so not going to happen. And then step 8, if not adjacent to Soviet unit, move closer to Soviet unit. Prefer A, adjacent empty, within 3 hex. Oh no, I don't do that. I go 10.54, don't I? And I end up in this hex because it's not adjacent to a German unit. Yada yada yada. That's it. So that's what he does. He moves from there to there. He's now adjacent, so he's satisfied step 8, and he's not broke the restriction in removing the surround from the units. And these units just have to stay in that danger of surround, but I think that's okay. Okay, I'm going to go with that. I'll try and watch back the video anyway. That's what I'm feeling like I want to do now. It'll just mean it'll come out a bit slower. But I don't know, there's something that feels slightly better about catching these things out yourself, I think. And no doubt some of them will still get through to Martin to notice, or any of the rest of these that managed to spot them. Okay, so where were we? That impulse was over, right? Yeah. So we want a Soviet impulse even. Okay. I'll get my cards laid out and we'll think what we're going to do then. Oops. Right, be back in a sec. There's a look at my hand now. So I was just having a little bit of a think there before I press record again. This was the last card that we drew, 3rd Tank Army. Now it's another replacement point card. Obviously we're going to get a lot of them this turn, and then not next turn. Next turn we're not going to get hardly any of them, and then next again turn, obviously you've got the 2 random cards that don't come back. But so as for not really having great things I want to do with the 3rd Tank Army, I don't know, maybe I should be doing some things with them, I don't know, possibly. We've got this guy. However, I was looking for the replacement point, and we've got a mechanised unit in there and an armoured unit in there, 1 step. However, what we've got in the eliminated units box, we've got an eliminated unit, 1 step infantry unit. Well, an eliminated infantry unit. So if we were to use that, it's going to bring this guy back in the reserve units box. I mean, that's not a terrible thing. I was wondering, how I was talking about the first guards army going in there, and then next turn we get to bring back the two, you know, we get to deploy the one that's eliminated and the two there. And I thought, well, where are the third tank regarding that? But it's not until turn 11 we get some third tank units. So using the card just to do that feels not so great. And it's likely I'm going to have that card back on turn 10, or if not turn 10, on turn 11. And then I could replace the point. Oh well, hang on, if I go on turn 11, that wouldn't work for me, would it? Ah, yeah, it would. Well, if I could do it all in the one turn, I suppose. Thing is, if I draw that card and I've got 3 reserve units from third tank in the reserve units box, am I really going to want to use it to bring this guy and make a 4th unit? And bearing in mind he's only going to be 1 step, 1 strength. So yeah, I don't know. Now the initial thought 40th Army units card. Surely I want to do something with them. Yes, I'd like to have a go at this, but I'm also I'd like to wait, and I know there's risks with that, but I could activate this as 1 stack and maybe block this road off with them both. I know I've said I think it does feel like a bit of a waste, but you know, it's an option. That could be 1 stack, and then the other stack could be possibly having a go at that guy just with infantry, maybe something like that. I mean, I'd obviously prefer to have a go with this and swing this round the back, surround them. And that would probably be what I would want to do, but I think I'd rather wait an impulse or 2. We do have 3 more cards in our deck, so yeah, what does that leave? Well, again, we want to keep this for air supply. I'm not as fussy about this one. I think I'm going to play this. It's a bit weak again, I know, but yeah, and then that would be nice preparation for the next turn and deploying 3 first guards units onto the board. So not that I'm maybe putting them to great use, but it will end up they'll be quite a decent army, even though they're just infantry. You know, these 2 here, and then there is another 2 in the towns here, well, this city and this town, and then if we got another 3 units on the board, then they'd be quite a decent force, I think. And then let's say this has got air supply on it. Kind of want to keep that just to see what happens, and then not sure what I'm doing with that. I think probably if I'm going to do anything, probably third tank is the best way to go, but I just don't know what to do with them yet. I don't. It does feel like again, third tank and pop-up, they should be trying to be, I don't know, trying to do something. Maybe trying to take something out. I mean, we do have this guy here, don't we? But I mean, moving these units. Actually, I don't even know if I've got the ability to do that, have we? For the infantry, it'd be 3, 5. Yeah, no, we can't move into there. Yeah, I can't go. I can't get these guys adjacent to him. I mean, they are adjacent to this other guy, and yes, I could go around the back on him, but I'm then leaving that town exposed. So, yeah, what would that be? 4, 10, 12. 12 against 2 would be 6 to 1 odds. 1, 2, 3, 4 chip pools. It's not bad. We'd have the guy surrounded, but he'd have a friendly unit adjacent. I don't think we should be doing these things, should we? Yeah. Okay. I'm just not sure what to do with the third tank. The fact it's got an assigned replacement point, it just seems annoying that it's going to be bringing a guy back from the dead. I don't know. I mean, is that a terrible thing though, Grant? Maybe not, you know? So I'm thinking first guards, but just before we select the assigned replacement point, should we have another consideration since some things have moved in here a little bit? You know, we had talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, this first guards unit moving round to here, attacking here, and I mean the assault coordination is a scary card for me to use because it's the one that's got the air supply, but and then what did I not work? It's 9 in there, isn't it? And 8, 17 to 4, so 41 odds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chip pools. It's all infantry. Well, one extra for the assault coordination. 41 odds, 6 chip pools. And there's nothing else. I mean, there's the first guards army unit here, but he's now surrounded. And yeah, I mean, here's the other thought though. I also mentioned recently that it looks like we've got serious supply issues, haven't we? Yeah, we're in trouble here, aren't we? Down here. And I'm just plodding away repairing units. Maybe this isn't right. You know, why not maybe even come down on... These are 5 strength though. I could bring these two down here, surround this guy, this stack, and assault coordinate. What's that? That's 3, 5, 7. Because he would get to attack, I think. I think it's only because he's... Oh, can he actually? No, I'm gonna get these dispersed, Grant. Don't think he can attack, can he? Can't move, attack, advance, or receive an IP. Yeah, okay, fair enough. So yeah, 4, 8. Well, even without the pop-off unit, it'd be 13 without the pop-off unit. It'd be 15 with it though, which gives you 3 and 1 odds. That means you'd be assault coordinating just to bring in that pop-off unit, that 2 strength. But I don't know, I feel like we need to, I mean, all these units are going out of supply. We need to try and do something. We've got 3 cards left in our deck, but this is a card that is over this side of the, side of things. Everything else is all Vornez front in the hand, so... Okay, there's a discarded primary cards. So we do have the pop-off has been used. The other 2 are Vornez front. That's 3 at the primaries, and we've got 1 more in our hand. So what have we got to come? 3rd Tank Army. Was that there? No, that's there as well. So it's 1st Guards, and who else? 6th Army. So that's what's still to come, primary wise, and there's 3 cards, so we've only got 1. So we know 2 of the cards out of the last 3. And it's 1st Guards and 6th Army, so that is over this side, Grant. So maybe I should just carry on with this. Because we did get... Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this then. I'm going to assign the replacement point. Right, and like I say, there's nothing on map. That's full strength. It's 2 steps. That is full strength actually. So So that's 2 steps infantry, that's 2 steps, and this guy just in the corner here is 2 steps as well. And that's all. But we do have this guy in the eliminated units box, so he's going to get to be put into the reserves then. That's how that works, isn't it? Just double check. Where are we? Sign replacements. Yeah, step 2, transfer eliminated 1 step non-mech unit to the reserve box. Party unit of your choice. Yeah. And he's not just a 1 step unit, ones that you can't bring back. Unit on map, a unit consisting of only 1 step at full strength. Well, he is not. A unit in a stack, a unit in the reserve units box, that's not what we're doing. A destroyed unit. Well, not had any of them. I think they only come about from being isolated and whatever. A Soviet unit and a hex outside Soviet support. Right, okay, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah. It doesn't feel strong at all, I know, but plus it's a nice combat tactic that as well, isn't it? Well, now I'm starting to doubt myself. I really do like that combat tactic, and the fact we're drawing 6 army and 1st Guards primary cards who have little in the way of armour. I mean, yes, 6 army has 1 unit because the other one got eliminated. It's got 1 armoured unit, but the 1st Guards don't have any. Tank Brigade would enable that for them. Reduce the hit. Just to bring that step back, Grant. Oh, now I'm not sure. Okay, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to keep this. Put that unit back in the eliminated units box. I've got to play a card though, so I can't just not do anything. And obviously I've got to make space for drawing new cards. So, and I also just noticed 3rd tank army's got reinforced battle on it. So, and we desperately need to do something in this area. That would, I mean, I feel like that's because things up here are fine for our supply issues and all that. Things are generally fine. I forgot about this guy down here. But is he going to be able to trace supply? Maybe not. I don't think, because I think that's why he's out of supply, isn't it? Yeah, he's 1 short, isn't he? Well, that's fine. If he sits there and goes isolated, that'd be great. But he's a Rouse unit. No, we've not had the activation yet. But remember that, Grant. Well, we're thinking if we do draw a card for them, it's going to deploy the reserves, isn't it? Right, okay. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to play this, and I'm going to repair. Am I? Yeah, it doesn't feel terribly strong either, does it? But none of these replacement points do. So it's going to be this guy here. Yeah, because he's a 1 step infantry unit on the map. He's a supplied unit. He can trace supply. So I'm going to repair him. So he's the unit that's in Kharkov. So that feels a little better, sort of. And it was a card I was willing to, I was willing to use this for activating any 1 unit. So it wasn't a card I was overly concerned about. Okay, I'm going to do that. So we're just rabbiting on here, Grant, and getting nowhere. And I'm going to have to seriously pause the camera and think about what I may be able to do down here. Right, let's draw our 3rd last card. So there's 2 left. So 3rd Tank Army Units card. Tank Brigade won't apply because it's turn 7. Rifle Brigade. Rifle Brigade is almost as good, apart from it doesn't bring the armour. I think that's the only difference, isn't it? Rifle Brigade. Add 2 to the Soviet combat strength if attacking, 1 if defending. Reduce total hits incurred by the Soviets in combat by 1. Yeah, it's exactly the same, but it doesn't obviously supply armour. So it's still a good tactic. So, okay, so we now know the last two cards in our draw pile are going to be the primary card for 1st Guards and the primary card for 6th Army. So there you go, Grant. No more pop-off options, which I think I would have preferred this to have been a pop-off units, but well, that's not what it is. What did we already get one of them? No, we didn't. Right then, okay. But I definitely need to at least have a go at something down here to, I don't know, I really think we've probably not got the time to do it. And these guys down here are stuck as well. I mean, these are kind of weak, but I don't know, maybe I need to take some chances with this. I've not got much there. Reinforced battle. Yeah, it's kind of rubbish, isn't it? I don't know. Okay, well, I can kill time by just doing another German impulse then. That's us at 35 minutes, and I should probably take a German impulse to finish an episode off, and then maybe sit and think about what I'm going to do. Right, okay, let's get the next German impulse. Right, we didn't activate anybody there. Again, it was just a replacement point. So here we go. Okay, 2nd SS. Right, we're moving away from down here now. Deploy all 2nd SS Corps reserves. There's not, and then we're wanting to try and activate them. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure something different's going to happen from what's been happening recently. It's all been down here, so we're moving up that way. Okay. Okay, so there's quite a lot of units to look at here. Just try and move the camera a little bit. Right, that'll do just now. I'll need to get zoomed in on them because they're kind of scattered about. Obviously, we've got one up here, one up here. They do have one in the eliminated units box, but we're activating first. So one there. There's 2 up here, and we've got 2 in here, and 2 down here. These both got reduced, if I remember rightly, which is nice because they're probably the strongest. Well, that and the 48th Corps, aren't they? They're the strongest sort of armies, corps that they've got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. Okay, 8 units to activate. And yeah, right, we're going to do that then. Left behind Soviet lines. None of them are unable to trace supply. No issues there. Right, move to, you know what, did I not bring a pen up for me? Because I'm going to write that in now. Yeah, I've just tried to scroll a little bit on the, I put after move there. You see it? Just mean it's like, move to German VPX, only if enter garrison and Soviet unit proximate after move. That's about the best I can do. So hopefully that'll catch my attention now though, and I'll know what I'm meaning. Right, so well, is there any of this nonsense needing to go on? Probably not. Well, some of them will be proximate to this and this. But if they were to move to there, we've got no Soviet units that would be proximate to a unit if it was moved here. I don't believe so. Yeah, none of that going to happen. No. Okay. Right, so moving on. Right, we'll draw action cards now, aren't we? Okay. That shows you, just looking at that guy again, he's close. I mean, okay, you can say there's the woods hexes in front, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into there. He's 1 hex away. I mean, okay, it's an R3 movement for a mech unit, but he's 1 hex away from being adjacent, being proximate to a unit if one of these moved here. So it's not that far away, but anyway. But it's that sort of 1 hex that could catch you out with that one, just not realising it, you know. I mean, could maybe even go round the back of it. Could they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, yeah, he is 1 hex away. Well, no. Yeah. If they were both sitting still there, right enough. Okay, never mind. Move on, Grant. Right, draw 2 action cards. Right, not got many left. 1, 2. Yeah, there's only 1 left now. All right, what do we get? Okay, it's all about the attack. A pincer attack and an attack. Right, I haven't seen this one before, I don't think. So yeah, pincer attack is indeed first. I just came in from 6+, so. Okay, so looking at units in ascending order, let's have a look at this card. Let's maybe read through this one because I've not seen this one. 6 strength of active unit stack. So it's not including everybody at the beginning anyway. Yeah, but once it satisfies the situation, it's going to all active units proximate to qualifying target move, adjacent to target attack. Prefer target A that's surrounded. Okay, so yeah, this is something to consider. So we're totally different preferences here. Surrounded, in dangerous round, then weakest. So we're not necessarily looking at the weakest stat this time. Non-active proximate unit in lead units core join attack. Non-active. Yeah, well that's not going to apply because we're activating all the 2nd Panzer Corps, and it is core, not army here. So that'll be fine. Again, the meander move in dangerous round. If greater than or equal to 5 steps of attack and break off combat A2, otherwise A1, and the combat tactic is assault coordination. Ooh, dear. Okay. But remember, it doesn't take into account assault coordination, does it? That doesn't apply to the situation, does it? I think they're thinking about the other game and things like that come into it. Assault coordination comes into it, and probably in the German solo game, I think. No, it's not something I seem to remember reading anyway. Check action card. Okay, no, I'm not seeing anything that's going to consider, that says you consider assault coordination before, as part of the situation. Yeah, I think that would be clear and written somewhere. It's just obviously that could well come into it, but that's an after the fact kind of thing, after we've found out if the situation applies. Right, okay, so we're going in ascending order here, so let's find out where. I'm stretching up the map here now again. Up and standing up. So we've got unit 3 and 8 here, 10, 6, 11, 13. So these are quite high, but here's number 1 in here, 1 and 7 in here. So number 1, and it is just situational strength of active unit stack greater than or equal to 2 times proximate. So that is 9 strength as a stack. Yeah, it's still going to be a struggle for them here though, isn't it? I think. Yeah, they're not quite ready, I don't think. I think what's more going to happen here is these units are going to move towards things. I get the feeling that, because there's 9 there. What have we got here? We've got 8 here. Well, their card value is a 4, by the way. So that's going to give a -1. But 9 against 8, and we're needing 2 times. But however, he's not got a defender adjacent. No IP. It is in a supported hex, so we've still got the support marker there. Command value of the card is 4 or 5. Yeah, so a -1. So yeah, they're going to get a -1 for the card. So that'd be 9 against 7. Which is no good. And here is 9. He is going to get the +1, so you got +1, -1. So that's 9 against 9. Not any good either. This is 5. We get a +1, -1. if for some reason I was able to get down to there, it's possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so it is possible. However, one of them's a 3-stepper now. Yeah, so in actual fact, we wouldn't get both of them down in there. However, it's 9 against. What did I say? It's 9 against 5 as well. 9 against 5. But he gets a +1 and a -1, so it's still 5. So he's not. Yeah, but like I've said, both of the units can't come down, Grant. So why are we going there? 1, 2. Yeah, that's the only things he can look at really. Mainly these 2 stacks. I'll zoom in a little bit just to. Right, see, yeah, main these 2 stacks, the possibility of coming around to here, let's say I can only get 1 unit in, it would only be the 3-step unit coming in, so that would really only be 5 against 5, because of how it is. So that doesn't work. Yeah, so that's the only consideration we can make with Unit 1, and he's stacked. Next one would be Unit 3 here. He's stacked with Unit 8 for 9 strength as well. Now this is actually a possibility, isn't it? Yes, indeed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can get his 9 strength down here. Oh, yeah, this is going to go. The good thing is he's not going to be able to support it, I don't think, or anything else. So that is 9 against 4. However, he's getting a -1 for the command value of the card, so it's 9 against 3. So that is 3 to 1 odds, and that is greater than or equal to 2 times. Yeah, I think this is going to go okay. So we don't really mean the card. Hang on. Yeah, there's not real need to check the preferences because they can only reach this. That's the only consideration, but they do have enough strength to go for it. So all active units proximate to qualifying target move adjacent to target and attack. Unfortunately, let's say it's only going to be these guys, because even them, they can't 1, 2 breaking zone of control, and that's 3. You know, there's no way they're getting round. So these guys are on their own. Okay, so they're going to move adjacent. Now, do we have multiple hex options? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's probably 2 or 3 options here. Let's work it out. Okay, they can get to either one of the 3 hexes. They're both 6 movement. Yeah. Unfortunately, not this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and it's from clear to broken there, not via road, so he can't reach there. He needs 7 movement, but they can reach each one of them. So looking at the lead unit number 3, and which one of the hexes will we move to? Right, 10.54. That book's still open at that. That's weird. Okay, so it's not going to surround the unit, no. All the are hexes not adjacent to German unit, adjacent to the same Soviet unit, no. They're all empty. They're not occupied solely by most movement points to reach. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's where he's going to go first. And then the other guy's going to flank, isn't he? Oh, well, he's in a town. But he is going to flank because we cannot surround, and this would be adjacent to a German unit, adjacent to the same Soviet unit, and obviously this hex would be occupied by a unit adjacent to this, a German unit adjacent to the same Soviet unit, whereas this one would not be. So it's a stretch up here. So he's going to come down to here from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into there. Yeah, not good. And this is just making a mess of my road up there as well, isn't it? It's making it even worse. Okay, and what I mean, I've moved unit, what is it, 8, because none of these other units can get around. These units are along here. They're all too far away, so it is only the 2 units that are going to be carrying out this pincer attack up here. And yeah. Okay, I'm glad I went and had a look at this. I was wondering about the assault coordination there on the action card, obviously, because it's not going to do anything. Then I thought, well, does it still apply to draw a chit? Because I mean, it's not doing anything extra because both the units are attacking and there's no other units. Well, read German combat tactics. Read about assault coordination, Grant. Attack only. All German units adjacent to the defending unit participate in the attack, even if not active. Right, okay, well, I know all this bit. Exclude units that are dispersed, isolated, or already attacked in this activation. I would come to that conclusion too. Units participating via assault coordination can't advance after combat. I also knew that. However, the next bit, which is more in bold, if no units are added via assault coordination, instead draw 2 additional combat chits instead of 1 and disregard the first hit incurred by the Germans. Ouch. That's horrible. Yeah. I remember there was something like that in Ardennes about you ignored a hit, I think. But that's like draw 2 chits and ignore a hit because nothing's been added. So they're still getting a benefit. You all know that we don't get any of that nonsense. Anyway, it's one of the ones that the AI just get to mess about with a bit. But I mean, I suppose, if we were playing, we wouldn't play assault coordination right now, would we? But they're forced into it. Well, I say they're forced into it. It's actually built into the card, But however, anyway, so there is that. So we're going to head with this attack then. So where are we in the sequence then? Determine target and attacking units and move attacking units adjacent to target as directed by German action card. Well, I've done that, and nothing else can get involved. Like I say, none of the active units can join in because they're too far away. Apply combat tactics called for by the action card or Manstein card. So, well, let's do that now. So what we got? We got 9 against 4, haven't we? Not situationally looking anymore. So 9 against 4. It's 2-1, yeah. Okay, so they get 2-1 odds, and yeah, chip pools grand. They're going to get 1, 2 for that guy because he's a 3-step. 1 for that guy. That's 3, and they're going to get 2 for the assault coordination because, well, that's what it says. So they're getting 5 chip pools just now, and again, we're still not drawing a combat tactic for them. And they're getting to ignore a hit. Let's try and remember that one this time, Grant. Well, we shall try. No guarantees. Right, so let's draw their card. Now, we will have the chance to add a card this time. Well, unless they happen to draw that bloody, what is that, intelligence thing? That's not nice either, is it? Right, anyway, here's the combat tactic. Reinforced battle. Oh, well, this might apply. Yeah, it might well do. I'll put that there. Let's see, we're way up the top corner here though, so I'm up on my feet. Reinforced battle. So select an active or inactive unit stack. Well, there's no point looking at active units because they would have been there already. That could reach combat a single movement to proceed in the combat. A unit stack is eligible if in the same army as a defending or attacking unit. Well, yeah, all these guys are from the 4th Panzer Army, so yes. Yeah, I'm not liking this. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring 2 strength anyway. 4, 8, 12. Yeah, 2 strength would be okay. It wouldn't increase the odds, is what I'm thinking. Would it? 9, 10, 11? No, they'd be 1 short. And is not adjacent to an active Soviet unit. Well, with no active Soviet units, because that would just be on defense. Reinforcing units must obey the restrictions of 10.11. And then, so reinforced German attack. Unit stack moves adjacent to the hex under attack if not already there and may split up. Obey stacking limits and tactical adjustments of 9.24. 9.24. Yeah, I didn't think that rung a bell. 9.24 is not in this book. I get the feeling that's for the German solo game. Because I know they can manoeuvre. I think it's more about 10.54 here, really, isn't it? I think that's maybe what that's meant to say there. And my guess would be, well, you know what? I've got the book line here. Let's have a quick look. German solo rules, 9.24. I'm guessing that's what that'll be. 9.24, movement method tiebreakers. No, it's not. Tactical preferences when moving adjacent to German units is 9.25. So it's not only in the wrong book, it's also the wrong number, I think. Because it does call it tactical adjustments, and that 9.25 on page 21 of the German solo rules is tactical preferences when moving adjacent to German units. Right, I don't think it's anything to do with what we're doing. My assumption would be 10.54, and that is when an action calls for German units to move adjacent to Soviet unit, move the units one at a time, yada yada yada. Yeah, I think even within reinforced battle here, we can look at where the unit's going to move. You know, I mean, he'll try and surround if he can. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go with that. Running out of space again. Okay, so what one's he going to pick? Is there yeah, if more than one stack can reach combat, choose a stack that A will cause surround, B with greatest strength, C with the lowest unit selector. It's just that it's possible that it could be one of these two. Well, this guy can certainly go hop into there. Now, he can't get surround, he can't get in there, but he could get in there as well, but he's not going to be able to cause surround. Neither of them are going to cause surround. What is this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see, he can come as well then, so... Right, I'm going to have to look more closely at this. I think what I'd like to do though is upload this bit off the camera, because it's getting a bit... I don't want to leave the end of the video like this though, so hopefully if it's going to go on much longer, I can finish this combat at least. So I'll just copy this across and be back shortly, guys, okay? Cheers. Right, hi all, I'm back. Yeah, I don't want to leave that to be the end of the video, so although the way this is looking, we might just finish up this combat and then that'll probably take care of another part. Okay, so reinforced battle. Now the movement restrictions, the movement restrictions do apply. 10.11. Now the preferences were, like I say, will cause surround with greatest strength. So none of them will cause surround because we can't get into this hex. Is that right? Yeah, I didn't consider getting right round the back there, I suppose. He was there, wasn't he? Right, let me have a... Hang on till I move things about here a bit. Right, just in case there happens to be a manoeuvre around it. Nah, it's got to be too far, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. So there's nothing that can get round into here, and we can't squeeze through here. So no surround available. However, is there? Yeah, well, that next one's strongest, greatest strength, isn't it? That will cause surround with greatest strength. So can this guy go and do it? Well, right, we're obviously we've looked at the second SS units there, haven't we? We must have done. Yeah, because they're having to come around here, eh? However, this guy here, he has got 3 strength. Can he not make it then? 1, 2, breaking zone of control. 3. Yeah, he can make it, can't he? Damn it, that's going to be 12 then. He was me thinking it was going to be one of the 2s there that were going to come, but it's not, because it is going to, if it can get somebody with the greatest strength, it's going to do that. So let's just see if he's going to be breaking any restrictions or not. I don't think so. So 1, 2 breaking zone of control. Oh, Grant, you just move this all out the way and then put it back. Should have waited, and I can put it back once I get this guy settled. So yeah, 1, 2 breaking zone of control. 3, 4 crossing the minor river. And then 5, 6 into there, or 5, 6 into there. And we know where he's going to go. I don't need to go through it all. This is going to be an empty hex. And this is going to be occupied by blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm not going to go through that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's going to come join the battle. Right, now, has he broken any restrictions? I don't think he has he? Because he's not opened the gap there. These guys were not surrounded anyway, so he's not endangers anybody else to be surrounded. Not cause Soviet proximity. Yeah, he's not removed surround. No, he's fine with that. So it is going to be the 3 strength guy who's going to come along then. Right, so unfortunately that now brings it up to 12 strength against 4. So it does indeed up the odds to 3 to 1. And it'll add another chip pool. No, I add another 2 chip pools, one for the unit and one for the combat tactic reinforced battle. So 3 to 1 with 7 chip pools now. We might be wanting to consider doing something about this, I think. So let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4 chip pools. 5, 6 for the assault coordination because it gets 2 because it wasn't bringing anything in, and then 7 for the reinforced battle. Yeah. 9, 12 against 4, yeah, 3 to 1 odds. And remember, they get to negate a hit as well. So not great at all. Okay, so now we get the option to play 1 Soviet combat tactic. I was thinking, did I maybe speak wrongly quite recently about I played the combat tactic in the defence and I was talking about playing another one. Maybe not. I might be making that up, but I can only play 1 anyway. So our options are. I'm not going to bring them up to the camera. Well, assault coordination's out. I can't play that. So we've got tank brigade or rifle brigade. We've got NKVD and we've got a reinforced battle. I don't think we're going to get that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the guys can't get in. And I very much doubt 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, none of that's getting there. It would only be these guys here, but they're infantry and they're going to get stuck in the woods there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's not making it either. And then the only other unit is the isolated one up the top, which can't do anything. So no, so reinforced battle is out as well, if it was a consideration. We've got NKVD. I can't remember what that does again, so hang on. Draw combat chits, naming the NKV, or drawing combat chits, naming the NKV tactic apply, and if if defending, reduce Soviet hits by 1, but Soviet units may not retreat. I'm not so sure I like that one. I've never been quite keen on that one. I like the other additions that they brought in, but it's a nice wee sort of. It's still a nice combat tactic to have, you know. It's a bit a gamble, isn't it? I think the fact they're drawing 7 chits, so I'm not so sure. I think if they were drawing less chits, I'd be more keen on it. Plus, that's the 40th Army Units card, so I'm going to count that one out. So I do have. Well, 3rd Tank Army would give me Rifle Brigade, and the 1st Guards Army card would give me Tank Brigade. I mean, I've got armour anyway, so either of them do the same thing, don't they? So they add 1 if defending, and they reduce hits by 1. I'll tell you what, that knocks the odds back down to 2 to 1, doesn't it? That knocks the odds back down to 2 to 1, Grant. And you're reducing a hit. That feels strong, doesn't it? That does feel strong. So I think I'm going to play one of these. I mean, we are in the town, so we're going to soak up a hit there. But 7 chip pools we don't want to retreat at all. Yeah, we need to start moving some of that 40th Army up as well, don't we? We need to take a chance, I think, next turn and just bash through this guy and try and move up here, because this is getting nasty as well round here, isn't it? So I think we probably need to take a chance next impulse and just go for this. We can't wait on these Rouse units appearing, you know, they might not even appear. Okay, so which one then? 1st Guards Army or 3rd Tank Army Units card? Because I can use either. Well, to be honest, using the Rifle Brigade option is probably the better one, because at least Tank Brigade is still active on this turn, and it's the better one of the two, obviously. But one's the 1st Guards Army card, which, yeah, we're still talking about making that, putting it into the reserves. 3rd Tank Army Units card. Yeah, I mean, that's part of what this situation is, you know. 3rd Tank Army, you know, could I activate some of these? And they're kind of holding the line though. I mean, you know, the only one I've got is this guy down here that I'd like to maybe manoeuvre or do something with. I mean, admittedly, he could probably go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, he can't get up there, but he can get up. Maybe get up and support a little bit, but and we know what our last 2 cards are in our deck, so. Oh, hang on, I've still got a 3rd Tank Army card in my hand, haven't I? Forgot about that. Okay, that kind of seals the deal then, doesn't it? At least if I wanted to do something with them. I know I'm talking about replacing a point, but that's going to, again, I don't think that doesn't feel. I think I'll use that to activate them. Right, okay, I'm going to play this then. I'm going to play this for Rifle Brigade. I'll just put it off to the side there. Which gives me when defending, I get to add 1 combat strength defending, and it reduces my total hits by 1. So adding 1 strength takes me up to 5, and they've got 12. So it does indeed knock the odds back to 2 to 1, and they're going to negate a hit due to the assault coordination, and we're going to negate a hit due to the rifle brigade. Okay, right, that's us all organised and just ready to draw some chits, really. I think. Okay, we're in the town. We've got armour. We don't have a defender adjacent. That's a bad bit. That's important. That's win this game, isn't it? Okay, let's draw some chits. Yeah. So minimum of 2, maximum of 7. They're going to break off when... Oh, no, it didn't alter things because they had 5 steps anyway, didn't they? They've now got 7 steps. So they're going to break off either at A2, or if they get D5... No, actually they need D6. So they need a lot of hits now, because it would be 1 for the town, 1 negated to the rifle brigade, that's 2. Then retreat is another 2, is 4, and then step walls. So they're going to, pretty much probably going to draw all the chits here, I think. So either A2 or D6, or once they've drawn 7. Right, okay, I'll get the first 2 then, we'll see where we're at. Okay, well, it's not the best, it's not the worst. I mean, it's 6 to 1 on the back, which they don't have, thankfully. Now it's large attack on the front, so at the moment that doesn't apply. Now they need to draw 6 chits for that to apply. So it doesn't count towards their A2, that A1 as of yet. It's more than likely going to apply, but I've got to put that in the, you'd sort of have it in the middle. It's not applying yet, but it's more than likely going to. So let's get the second minimum. Okay, well that will apply. I have to remind myself they're negating a hit though as well, so we actually need A3 for them to break off, don't we? I got a little bit of a fright at the front of this one, because it's not 8 to 1, but defender not supported. Unfortunately, there's a case with a support marker from 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we didn't have that, that would have been a D2. So there you go. Right, so that counts as an A1, and the large attack does not count as of yet. I think what I'll do though is I'll just put it like that a little bit, just so I know that, just in case I happen to forget about it. Right, so they're going to draw 1 at a time now until they get the result. Well, any one of the number of results that they can get. I thought we were in for something there. I got woods broken on the front, maybe thinking about town on the back. No, disperse unsupplied, so it doesn't count. That would have been nice, like, to get a D-1 right now, maybe. Okay, that's 3, 4 to go. Okay, another one doesn't apply, and would have applied if the defender had been defender dispersed or unsupplied or not supported. Yeah, okay, A-1, D1, yeah. So that would have been bad. Look at this though, defender adjacent. Yeah, that would have been huge as well. Okay, 4 down, 3 to go. Okay, well, my initial thought there was that's not so good, but you know what? Now hang on, they draw. Yeah, as long as we don't get another D1, because remember we're soaking up 1, and we're soaking up 1 for the town. So we can cope with D2. It's D3 that will retreat us. So we don't want another hit to us. But I'll tell you what, 1 more chit draw, then is it not large attack? It's 6 chits for the Germans, isn't it? Why are you having to look these things up all the time? Large attack applies when at least 7 are drawn in the Soviet attack, 6 are drawn in the German attack. Excellent. So one more chit is he's gonna break off. Well, unless he gets an A minus, because that's going to bring this chit into play, and he's going to be sitting at A3. I just hope that it's not a D1, because if it is a D1, then we're having to retreat. Yeah. Okay, that's 5 chits, so let's draw the 6 then. It's quite important, this one. No, that's not what I wanted to see. Wait, it's a bit of a... The Germans are going to get a beating, but... Well, I could take the step loss, couldn't I? Well, let's just... We need to work out what's going to happen. So I think they're now going to stop, because I've drawn 6 chits, so this large attack now applies. So the Germans are sitting at A4. So they're taking 4 hits. They reduce 1 because of the salt coronation, but they're still taking 3 hits. They would break off at A2, so they're going to break off. And we're sitting at D3 with 2. Wait, I need to... No, I don't know what I want to do here. I'm going to have to either retreat or take a step loss, aren't I? He drops to a 2, stays armoured. Okay, I wouldn't mind knowing if they're going to disperse. Right, let's clear things up a bit and see what happens. Because they're not going to draw the last chit, because they're definitely breaking off, because they're sitting at A4, which gets negated to A3. Which, yeah, we had to draw that last chit though. It was the same. We had this situation before, didn't we? When a large attack chit we knew was going to apply, but we couldn't count it until you've drawn that 6th chit. Okay, so I'll clear that away. So A4, D3, and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so I've chucked their reinforced battle away because it didn't do anything more. So we're sitting at D3, and they're at A4. So the first hit we get to negate due to the rifle brigade that we played. So that takes it to 2, and then let's not mess about, let's just knock it down to 1, because we're in a town. So we've got 1 hit to take. So do we want to sit there and take the hit? Right, what's going to happen to them? They're going to negate 1 hit. Yeah, they're going to have plenty of steps, aren't they? So they're going to be at A3. This guy's going to take a hit, and then they're going to be reduced to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps, which I think is more than enough. So signing hits. If attackers steps, no, it doesn't matter about the reinforced battle guy, does it? No. If attacker steps is less than 4, disperse. Otherwise, remove a step. That's their 2nd hit. However, they are going to disperse, aren't they? So this guy would take a hit. Oh no, hold on. He's 3 steps. Unit with most steps first. Yeah, so he would actually take the first step. Forgot about that. And then they're reduced to 6 steps. Is that right? 6? Did I say 7? No, 6. That's not less than 4, so they're not going to disperse. They're going to take another hit. So then this guy would take a hit. And then they've still got 1 hit to take. So the 3rd hit, if disperse, no effect. If not yet disperse, disperse. So they are going to disperse. Does that make things any better, Grant? Well, maybe, because we do have this card in our hand. Don't we just retreat, let them disperse, and then move back in, and then we don't take the step loss? I'm missing something there. Don't think I am, because they can't advance after combat. They're going to disperse. And their impulse, okay, their impulse is still ongoing with the second SS. But there's no way any of the active second SS units are going to get up and around and into that town. I mean, they would have been involved in the battle if they could have done that. I should just do this then, and then it forces me to use that third tank card next turn. You know, make a decision. Then I get to draw my last 2 cards of the turn. Whether I might get all jiggy with something and have an attack. I mean, I might. I feel like I'm missing something there by doing that. I think that's okay. I think I'm okay. We'll retreat into the woods here, or yeah, it's got to be in the woods. And then just next turn, activate third tank, move that guy back in there. I mean, there is a consideration in maybe having a go at one of them. I'm not so sure about that, but yeah, I don't think I'm missing something. It could be obvious, so I'm going to satisfy my next hit by retreating once. So then we've got to satisfy 4 hits for the Germans. So they soak up 1 for the assault coronation. They've got 3 hits still to take. So the first hit, they have to remove a step. They take it from the most steps. What is he? Tot. There it is. So it drops to a 3 strength as well, which is nice. So that's their oops daisies. Come on, Grant, careful. That satisfies their first hit. And then their second hit, if attackers, remember that first hit of 4 gets taken away, so that doesn't count. So our first hit is remove a step. Second hit, if attacker steps are less than 4, disperse. Well, their steps are 6, so they're going to remove a step. That's going to be from the highest unit that's not already taken. Well, most steps first, then highest, select a number. It's not this guy because he's already taken a hit, so it needs to be this guy. He drops to a 2 as well, that's nice. So, and then that satisfies that hit, and they've got 1 more hit to take. So we're on third hit. If disperse, no effect. If not yet dispersed, disperse. Yes, don't mind if I do. Okay, that's... Well, I mean, I'd rather not have had that extra D hit, obviously, but I think it makes sense doing what I've done there. And remember, these units are dispersed as well. I might be tempted. It's a pity I can't get. Well, did we have a reinforced? Oh, you know what? The reinforced battle's on the third tank army card, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So, yeah. Assault coronation doesn't work. Just thinking, obviously, I could have maybe reinforced with these third army units, but yeah, you can't do both, Grant. But I don't see, there's nothing stopping me activating them and just moving in there, isn't there? It's still our town as well. Right, that dispersal soaked up the last hit for them. I hope I'm not missing the obvious, but it feels right. Okay, so what I think I'd like to do now is that's probably going to be over, yeah, it's an hour plus, an hour and 20 minutes maybe. So what I'll do is we'll carry on with this impulse in the next part, I think. So we're still sitting looking at the next option for a pincer attack. It's probably unlikely because we've checked unit 1 here already. We do have these 2 guys down here, so yeah, could be worth a look, but anyway, I'll get this copied across and then we'll finish off this as part 69, and I'll be back with part 70. I know it's in the middle of an impulse, but these German impulses are starting to take a lot longer now as well. I'm sure I could probably make them a bit quicker, but yeah, okay. Yeah, well that was, it wasn't the perfect result, but it wasn't bad. Like I say, unless I'm missing something. Let's hope not. Okay, I'll be back soon, guys. Cheers.